if it is mixed with falsehood, and then you purposely delete or hide the truth, then you and I who do this, any of us who do this, are partakers in the destruction of the human mind and spirit, and partakers in Satan's conspiracy to deceive and rob the human family of its inalienable right to truth. Every human being has a right to truth. And it is only when we know the truth that we can make proper decisions for our lives. So those who are in leadership, to whom the people look for guidance and truth, must never allow themselves to be co-conspirators with Satan. So those of us who have read this series of articles and much of what is written about the Nation of Islam in the American press and the world press, we know in some cases it is outright lie, and in some cases it is truth mixed with lies. In the Chicago Tribune articles, there are outright lies. Then there are truths mixed with lies. But only those who know the truth can discern the lie from the truth. Those who do not know the truth, and that's a broad mass, an unsuspecting and gullible public, may eat this poison food and end up thinking the wrong thoughts and perhaps taking the wrong action. Let us just delve a little into motives. Why do we do what we do? See, the motive of a person tells us the condition and quality of their hearts. Only God knows the heart, but we can get an indication if the heart is diseased by studying actions and comparing actions to words, and then comparing actions and words to a standard of decency and moral correctness. What was the aim of these articles? Why would you take up all of this space in such a fine newspaper and give the minister headlines? I didn't rape anybody, rob anybody, shoot anybody. I didn't accidentally fall off a bridge or jump off a skyscraper and begin to fly. But I receive headlines, front page, treatment. What was your motive? Why are you worried about what I own? Since no one has charged me with being a thief, why are you worried about what I own? I know what you said. You said he's taking money from the poor. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't take as much money from the poor as the Tribune. And I'm a lot more faithful to the truth. Let's be honest. The odds that those of you who buy the lottery will win? Come on, let's deal with a little truth. Let's see who's taking money from the poor. every one of you who buys a lottery ticket, the odds are staggering that you will never, ever, ever hit the lotto. And you know this. But you continue to play because your hopes are maybe, just maybe. And somebody is gambling that you are going to continue to hope and play that lotto, and poor people are depriving their children of necessary food and clothing because they have a hunch that their number is going to come up right this time. And then should one or two or three of you hit the lotto, look at the way it's arranged. You get it over a 20-year period. You can't even pass it on to your heirs, to your children. Think about this. And they are wagering that the quick money will so alter your lifestyle that you won't be able to handle it, and most won't. So before 20 years passes, maybe within 5 to 7 years, the lotto person that hit is dead, and you gamble knowing that they would never see 20 years. Who's taking from the poor? Who's robbing the poor to enrich themselves? How was America built? Was it built on the backs of the rich, or was it built on the backs of the poor? How is every nation in the world built? It's built on the backs of the poor, but the poor support Farrakhan, not because I'm a thief and a robber. The poor support me because they know that I'm just about the only one standing up. And if I live in Mr. Muhammad's fine home, it's not mine. The next leader of the Nation of Islam will live there. Why do you begrudge me that? When I lay down at night in a comfortable bed, there's nothing wrong with that. If I drive a nice car, wear nice clothes, nothing wrong with that. If I were poor, ragged, hungry, naked, and out of doors, you'd have something to say about that, wouldn't you? You'd say, well, what kind of man of God is this? Hasn't God heard his prayer lately? I got a God that hears my prayers, and I have never prayed for money. I have never prayed to live in a nice home. I have never prayed for things. I've always prayed to God to increase me in knowledge and wisdom and understand power to help my people out of the condition that the bloodsuckers of the poor have put my people in. What is the motive? The motive is hatred. And at the root of the hatred is envy. For 10 years now, 11 now, you have lambasted me, maligned me, ridiculed, mocked, and slandered me in hopes that my own people would turn aside from me, and that perhaps one from among my people or a group from among my people would assassinate me. You hoped that we would never earn money in your society to do anything of value for ourselves and our people. You are absolutely livid with anger that we have succeeded in spite of all of your opposition. You have not been able thus far to stop funds from coming to the minister, although that's what you are busy doing. The ADL has been busy going to every college president, particularly the black ones, telling them don't let a Nation of Islam speaker speak on the campus because they don't want any of the ministers or representatives to get an honorarium that perhaps some of it might come into the coffers of the Nation of Islam. College presidents are getting letters like this from the ADL. The ADL had no standing whatsoever in Congress to bring us before the Congress. They didn't have standing, but they used their influence to bring us before Congress. Then when we won, they said they got sandbagged. Well, you should expect sandbagging when you come up against Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. You should expect it. So you are angry that Brother Farrakhan is able to live well. Die in your rage. You are angry Farrakhan is being successful. You are angry that over $5 million was raised by poor people to establish the Salam restaurants and bakery complex, and we did not have to ask you for anything. You are angry. You are angry. I understand. You want to stop whatever flow of charity there is coming to me in the Nation of Islam, and you want to do it by any means necessary. Your frustration comes out in your writing. The hatred comes out and it's manifested, but underneath the hatred and the envy is the sheer terror. Terror. What are you terrified about? What are you afraid of? You're terrified of a black man rising in this country, a black man over whom you have no control, a black man that you can't frighten away from the platform of truth. A black man who appears to be getting stronger every day with the help of God. And now the things that this black man is saying and the persons whom he is exposing who are so powerful, that you are terrified by the truth that he speaks. Will he lift the cover on me today? So you feel that at all costs, Farrakhan must be silenced. Well, I would like to invite you at this point to a challenge. Whatever you think you know on me and of me,